Welcome to the Independent Woman with Wine. Actually, today is Independent Woman with Coffee. It is morning. I am not an alcoholic, so I am drinking coffee in the morning. Well, welcome to my podcast slash video or whatever the fuck it is that I'm doing these days. Um, it's been a little over a week since I recorded a podcast slash video, whatever the fuck it is I'm doing these days. Because we had a full house this weekend for 5 days. There were 4 people in our tiny little apartment. My stepson, who stayed extra 2 days this time, and my mommy, who was here with us in one tiny 1 bedroom apartment. Isn't that grand? Now I am here at home by myself, which kind of feels weird now because there's so many people here in my bedroom, in the living room, I didn't have a single moment for myself. So it was kind of stressful. So I ended up not going to work this morning. I don't know why. I threw up a couple of times during the night. So when I woke up this morning to go to work, I just felt really weak, like I had no strength to do anything. So I called my bosses and I was like, I'm sorry, I spent the night throwing up. I feel very weak. I don't think I can come. So here I am at home. I slept for a couple more hours. I stayed in bed, trying to recuperate whatever it is that I lost. You know what I mean? And then I got up and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take the day. I am all by myself in my tiny little 1 bedroom apartment. I'm going to do some work. I'm going to record a podcast. But what can I do? What can I talk about? That is the big question. What can I talk about to the 5 of you who, or even less, because my last video actually had 4 views so far. So the 4 of you who might listen to it, what can I talk to you about? So I decided that I'm going to go dark. And I mean dark. I think as dark as it can get, at least inside my head. I was listening the other day something about the Buddha, what they do, the things that they put themselves through to reach nirvana, and what they believe is the life is suffering, and then you die and you go somewhere else with not suffering, but then you come back and you repeat, and I kind of agree with that. It's not a very popular opinion, especially coming from a Catholic background, so but I'm kind of believing in that, because every time I'm high, this is what I think about it. We are here not forever, okay? Earth, this planet, nothing stays in here forever. I mean, living things, humans, animals, whatever. We all have an expiration date. And what I question about the whole life thing, human life, is we are inside of a body, okay? A body who is decaying. I mean, literally, from the minute you are born, you're going towards the end. And how come that doesn't freak out people more? Or people don't take better care of themselves? I'm not talking about the eating healthy and exercise, this and that, blah, 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 because I don't do that shit. Because, hello, I had a friend who was the healthiest person I ever know, and she died of cancer. So I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. But driving a highway, I mean, seriously, you want to get somewhere where you want to be, but do you want to get that alive? I mean, almost every single day I see accidents on the highway. And my husband tells me all the time about his travel too. When they saw a car and he saw an accident and somebody died, blah, blah, blah. Our lives can, in a split of second, our lives can end. Okay? And that truly believe is the end of suffering, you know? Why do people say that, oh, you know, he's not suffering anymore, or rest in peace? Because we're gonna have peace when we die, you know? So the Buddhists, they believe that human life is a cycle of suffering. Suffering. So I really, really, really need to believe that once we die, we go somewhere without suffering. That's what we all want, right? But that is an eternal life. But what if we do something we are not supposed to, like commit crimes in this eternal life without suffering and whatever it is, you know? What if in that eternal life we do things that we're not supposed to, like committing crime, and we're sent here to earth in this decaying body to, as in like a prison sentence? So we get into this human body, we're born, and that is we're paying for whatever crimes we committed on our eternal life, wherever is that, you know, that we come from. Because this cannot be it. I refuse to accept that this life that I have right now, what I'm going through right now, that this is it. No, 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 no. It gotta go. We have to go somewhere where everything is great, you know. But we might be naughty, and God, maybe it's God in charge there. It's like, hey, you just committed a crime, so guess what? You're gonna go to earth. No, I don't want to go back to earth. Human life is a cycle of suffering. No, please don't send me. But God is like, dude, you gotta go. You have to go. I'm sorry, but how about you die when you're 5 years old? See, short sentence. I know what I'm saying. It's nothing new. Probably other people thought about it, you know. But those are my thoughts. You know, it's a constant thought inside my head. You know, we all going to die, and we're all gonna take that very, very last breath. And do you wonder, am I gonna know that it's my last breath? Am I gonna know that this is what's happening, you know, that I'm going? And a lot of people say too that right before death, you get happy. You know, if you're very sick, suddenly you feel a little bit better, you know, and then you die. That's, you know, what people say happen, you know. I am going to share an experience that I had many years ago. I was a CNA, a nurse assistant in a nursing home, and it was me and the nurse. This elderly man was towards the end. We all knew they were giving him morphine for the pain, you know, and I was there changing his diaper, and the nurse was there, and as I'm turning him to change his diaper, the nurse turned to me and said, I think he's going. So made me stop, like stop touching his body, stop moving, he's going. And he went. In that moment, he died right there before my eyes. It's an experience that I will never forget. To this day, I still remember. And believe it or not, I don't care what kind of religion or whatever you believe in. I saw what could be, I don't know, his soul, his spirit leaving his body. You know, it's like that moment that he took his very last breath, something, I didn't see a smoke coming out of his mouth or anything like that, but it was just like with his breath, something came out of his body and the color of his skin changed immediately. And he was gone. Just like that. He was gone. He passed away right there in front of me. So there is something that's keeping our bodies alive. I'm not talking about the heart, the brain, this. No, I'm talking about something spiritually, something alien or whatever. There is something inside our body that is keeping us alive, And whatever left his body, it was what was keeping him alive. It's probably the true you. What makes you, your personality, going back to the place where you came from. Don't everybody say we're gonna go back, we come to this world this one way, when we go back the same way, we come in alone, we live alone. There's all kinds of sayings. So, and it's so funny that I'm doing this podcast slash video, whatever, about this subject, because even before my father's death, I was already thinking about that. I have videos of me and recordings of me that I'm right there and I'm high and I'm like, oh my God, I had this thought. What if our life here on earth is a prison sentence, So it's not something new that I just came up with it. But obviously, since my dad died, it's a lot more permanent inside my head, So I think about it a lot. When I'm on a highway, especially when I'm driving, there's so many people die on a highway while they're driving. I think about these things. And I think that now I'm just rambling on. Maybe I don't have anything else to say. I think about this stuff so much. I thought it was going to be a long podcast slash video, but no. It's only going on 11 minutes, which is fine. I don't want to make anything too long. Like I said, I am drinking coffee. And since I always finish my podcast slash video with a meme, I will read a coffee meme. And I think it goes perfectly with this topic that I talked about. This one goes, may your morning coffee give you the strength to make it to your mid-morning coffee. Isn't it sad that some people actually feel that way? I do, some days it's hard to get out of bed. And what I think is I have to go because I have to work so I can have money to buy wine. I have to go to work because I may have a little extra so I can go and buy pot. That is actually what I look forward in my life, And it is sad for this temporary prison sentence.